working with someone you can't trust, it's a no-no. Once you have the people hired and once you are working with them, then you should be able to trust that they can handle whatever it is that you have to hand over. Can't trust them, then it means that work will be some way. Then you end up always doubting everything the person does for you. You would always end up questioning, and you can't even focus because even though you've handed the thing over, you'll be there thinking, is she doing it well? Hey, has she put the dot here? Has she? No.
Across Africa, many founders and business owners are hardworking and full of ideas, yet constantly they are overwhelmed. They juggle hiring, admin, operations, customer issues, and strategy all at once. As a result, businesses stall not because the ideas are bad, but because leaders are stretched too thin. Hiring is rushed and basic systems are missing. So this second episode of Just Africa examines why many African businesses struggle to grow beyond the founder and what it takes to build a structure early. Our guest, Yvonne Quarcoo from Ghana, works closely with founders, CEOs, and growing teams across Africa and globally, helping them streamline operations, recruit effectively, and free up leadership time. Drawing from real experiences with startups, SMEs, and remote teams, she shares practical lessons on delegation, simple systems, and avoiding costly hiring mistakes. So, I want to say a very big welcome to Yvonne. Hello, Yvonne. How is Ghana this afternoon?
Ghana is fine. Ghana is fine.
That's good. Welcome to the show. Okay, so let's have a conversation here now. At what stage should a founder, a business owner, a CEO stop handling admin, emails, and scheduling themselves?
The moment your admin work, your emails, your follow-up calls, and all that, the moment they start interrupting your business's progress, you should know that you ought to get an assistance. You got to get somebody hired. When it gets into your productivity time, founders have a lot to do. They have a lot of strategic thinking to do to move their businesses forward. And they need a lot of time to be able to focus and then get that done. So if your emails, if every time a founder has to maybe cut some work, go and then check on a particular email, call here, he has to pick that call, he has to follow up on some other clients, all that interrupts the progress or the productivity of the founder. And so then if it gets to that point where you're spending more time sending emails, you're spending more time doing the little details of the work, then you've gone beyond the period where you have to get some help. Yeah.
But some founders will often say, I can't afford it. I can't afford that help. It is too costly. That time that I will use to go and do some other things, if I put it into my businesses, you will see that the business will boom. Would you consider that as a mistake, or it is just something that, just let the business go?
Okay, so the thing is, you might not be able to, you think that you cannot afford help, but the thing is that you're already you are paying for the help in the wrong way. Why am I saying that? You are paying in the sense that you are getting delays, you are getting burnouts, and then you are losing money because you are focusing on the little things instead of making more time for yourself and then for your business. And that is costing you. So you're already paying. And this cost is greater. Sometimes founders lose some business deals because they missed a little detail somewhere, or they forgot to follow up on one client or another. And that is more costly than paying somebody to handle that small part of the work that you have to handle. Yeah.
Okay. Hi, Yvonne, one more time. So you've been working with founders, CEOs for a while now. If you were asked what is the most important thing that they think they are doing, but it is costing them a lot more, what would it be? Maybe one or two.
Okay, so number one would be that they are the ones maybe handling their own emails, they are the ones handling their own follow-up calls, they are the ones drafting their own receipts. All those things, they are important. They appear to be important, but then if all that is taking the founder's time, then you are in for trouble. Those things cost us more. It doesn't help them focus on their work. So then those things are things that they must immediately hand over to someone else to handle so that they can focus on what matters most. Even though the mails are important, it's not as important and it's not too much important of a thing that they cannot leave for someone else.
Yeah.
No, but some
Yeah.
founders are very, very, very scared.
Stubborn too.
Yeah. We know that, yes, some of them are stubborn. Some are very scared of just leaving the daily operation of the business into the hands
Of somebody else.
Because looking at businesses, especially SMEs, you will notice that I spoke with one that said that it is most times businesses don't just die. It is the staff, the workers that make businesses to die at some point. So at this point where a founder is afraid of leaving his or her business in the hands of his or her workers, what would you tell the founder? How would you help that kind of person to build confidence?
They first of all should be able to understand that your staff are people that you work with, okay? Your staff are people you work with. So you should be able to trust them. Working with someone you can't trust is a no-no. Is a no-no. Once you have the people hired and once you are working with them, then you should be able to trust that they can handle whatever it is that you have to hand over. Okay, because if you can't trust them, then it means that work will be some way. It won't go on as expected. It won't go on as well because then you end up always doubting everything the person does for you. You would always end up questioning, and you can't even focus because even though you've handed the thing over, you'll be there thinking that, hey, how is this person doing it? Is she doing it? Is she not doing it? Is she doing it well? Hey, has she put the dot here? Has she? No, because you don't trust the person. But you should be able to trust the person so that once you hand that task over, you can rest your head or do something else because you know that Charlie, Yvonne has got it or AC has got it.
Yeah.
You know, So then you should trust everybody that you are working with. My boss can give me something to do.
Let me poke into what you just said, Yvonne. Let me poke into that. So when you are hiring, because again, you hire the person and then you don't trust the person. Perhaps the problem is now in the hiring. What is that thing that they often overlook, right? When they are hiring and then when you now hire the person, you're now saying, oh, I don't think this person can do this job. What have they been overlooking when they are hiring?
Okay, so one of the things that most hirers or most founders overlook is that number one, they don't have a clear job description. Okay, and hiring is usually done in a rush. They do the hiring in a rush. So once you rush stuff and then you also look at maybe the cost of the person you are hiring. A lot of the times they tend to maybe go for an option or a person that is a bit lower because they think that, oh, this one doesn't cost me much and or maybe I'll pay maybe a good person that can be trusted that can deliver on the job might be asking for, let's say, 5,000, and then they come across someone else who says, oh, I can do it for 2,000. So and then they think about the money involved and they're like, okay, let me go with 2,000. And then 2,000 comes in and, oh, it's a disaster. So sometimes the cost involved is something that makes them not hire right because they chase after cheaper labor,
Yes.
rather than making the investment of getting a very good person at maybe a little higher price or a much higher price who can really deliver on the job. And then another thing too is that sometimes they tend to bring on people who maybe the person needs 4 different roles. Okay,
Okay. Okay.
maybe the person is a graphic designer, he needs an operations manager, he needs an EA as well. But then they get somebody who says, I can do all the things that you are talking about, all the different roles in one person. Okay, all the different roles in one person. Oh, I can do it. And then the person is charging lesser than somebody who is good at the job, but then
Yes.
is charging at a higher rate.
Yes.
And so they tend to go on for the person who claims to know how to do everything,
Yes.
and then yet is charging very little,
Yes.
and then comes trouble because now you are expecting the person to do all the things that they said they can do or all the things
Yes.
that they said they will do for you,
Yes.
and they are not meeting up to the task. They are not performing as they said they would. Or then they start complaining that, how can you expect me to do all these things and then be paying me this amount of money? Then there's confusion.
Okay, so I know that hiring mistakes can happen anytime, right? And eventually you don't want to let it to cost you maybe for the business and all that. But one of the things that you highlighted in the last response was somebody can have multiple efficiencies, right?
Yes.
How do you manage that without having to maybe redefine the person's role? For example, if the person is already putting in the work as your office assistant, right? And then, but he has another skill that is valuable to you. How do you make that person be productive in both sides without it affecting your business?
Okay, so one of the things that you can do as a founder is to clearly state out the person's role. Okay, the person clearly state out the things that you expect the person to do, because sometimes there are issues where you may be expecting the person to do A as well, in addition to their responsibility they already have with you, but then you haven't told them that I expect you to do A. So then they do what, there's a lot of assumption. They tend to assume that, oh, I'm supposed to do A, B, C, and that's just it. Meanwhile, you also have your own plans for them. So then it would help, or it helps if the founder is able to clearly state what they expect of them, what role you have, the person has to play, what responsibilities the person is taking on for you, and then what their success is going to be measured by. All those things have to be clearly stated so that once work starts, there's no gaps anywhere.
Yes.
Okay, and there's nothing lacking. Yeah.
My question now is, do you really think, from your own experience, do you think that a person with different abilities, do you think the person can actually function effectively in all of the person's abilities?
Yes, the person can function effectively. Like I said, if roles are stated clearly and the person is very much aware of what is expected of them, they are very much aware of their timelines, they are very much aware of what their successes are going to be measured by, then they can deliver. Okay. In the case where, assuming for myself, I am made up of a lot of things. I do many things. I can fit into an event organizing role. I can fit into an administrative role. If you expect me to do customer service, I can do it. But as and when I need to know that, oh, maybe today I need you to do this, tomorrow I need you to do this, or these are the kind of things I expect you to do, and then get your expectations right. So you tell me what you expect, the kind of results you expect, and then I would be responsible for making sure I meet all my timelines. Okay, it's just about the person being aware of their timelines, the person being self-conscious and self-aware of what they can take and then what they cannot take. So knowing what I can carry or knowing what my how far my abilities can go, I should be able to clearly meet all my deadlines. Okay, so far as there's preparation, so far as there is priority management, they should be good to go. You should be able to deliver no matter how many things are expected of you. It's just about managing your time and managing it well.
Yeah. Okay, thank you very much, Yvonne. So excuse me, I want to ask again, this one is concerning founders, the founder, the owner of the businesses right now. Some of them, like Emmanuel said, some of them are very stubborn.
They don't set up their business and you want to be serving for them.
Yeah, so some of them are very stubborn. When you give them advice, they won't listen. When you give them ideas, they won't buy into it. And the staff clearly understand that this idea, this thing I'm telling this man or this woman will scale up the business. How do you handle those kind of difficult bosses? And in addition to that, hold on, Yvonne. In addition to that, some of them comes back to tell you that the staff are the one running the business. So how do you handle it?
Okay, so in the case where they tend to be difficult, okay, sometimes those kind of people always have a way that you can deal with them. So for me, one thing I do is that I get to know the person very well, get to know the person, get to know how the person likes his or her things done. Okay, once you get to know how the person likes his or her things done, and once you get to know that you study them enough to be able to know how to maneuver your way to get them to understand you or to get them to accept something that you are suggesting to them. Sometimes it's about the way we say it, or it's about the way you push the idea. If you push it in such a way that it's like you are forcing it on them. You are telling them what to do, or hey, you should do it this way. And boss, the way you are doing the thing there is not like that. So we have to do it in a different. No. If you use the wrong tangent, straight up, your idea will be eliminated. Okay, so then you have to find a nice way, or to say it, or you have to find a way of chipping it small in other conversations. In other conversations, you should be able to manage it, push it in small. Maybe one day you can say that, oh, yeah, so maybe boss, the last time we were doing this, it went this way. Next time when we are doing it, can we try doing it in a different way? Or sometimes you have to try whatever it is you are coming to suggest yourself.
Okay.
And then try to if it's an idea,
yes,
you can test yourself.
yeah,
Test it, work on it. Make sure that, Shally, you have all your bags and then your what ifs answered, okay, before you push the idea. Because once you push it, sometimes they are thinking more about their business. So they don't want their business to crash, and they won't. Sometimes they won't even forgive themselves if they allow that it is because of somebody's idea that their business crashed. That's why they too much. And so you have to find the best way to sell them the idea and give them proof, real proofs that shows that what you are pushing in or what you are suggesting is something that will work and is something that will add to their business. Once you can prove it, they would accept it, because then they have the assurance that, okay, she has already tried this thing and it's working. ABC evidence show that when I adapt it, it will work for me. Then I will try it.
Yvonne, is there, I just want to add to what the question I asked earlier, maybe in a different ways. When a founder decides to change the goalpost, when I make goalpost here now, today we agreed we're going to do this. Then you come back tomorrow and say, no, we're not going to do it that way anymore, we're going to do it this way. And the person comes the following day and says, no, I don't think it's going to work that way, it's going to be this way. For me, I believe it affects the effort of the worker. You know, at the very first point, the person's mind has been designed in a certain way. Okay, this is how I'm going to achieve it. This is the goal. This is how I'm going to achieve it. Then you come to another day, you change it. You come the other day, you change it. You keep changing it that way. How do you achieve goals by doing that?
Okay. How does the founder achieve goals, or how does
the founder, I'm talking about the founder now. How can a founder scale up his businesses or his business, as the case may be, by changing goalposts when it comes to decision making every time?
Okay, so the first thing is that we don't have to constantly be shifting goalposts. Okay. Once you are always shifting goalposts, you rather put your business at risk, because then you make the people that are working for you to suffer in a way, because then they get confused, they don't know what else to do, because today you are saying one thing, the next day you are saying another thing. It doesn't work that way. It makes the structure weak. But then once there's a solid structure that is working, and everybody knows that we are going in this direction, then you can be sure that your business will do well, because there's a particular structure that everybody is working with. But when the structures keep changing, today is this, tomorrow is this, tomorrow is this, your business might not go far. Unfortunately, it wouldn't go far. It will suffer along the way.
Yeah.
There always has to be some clear structure that everybody is working with.
Understand.
So that then you, the founder, you are able to measure progress. And then the workers are also able to work efficiently, because then they know what they are doing, they know the channels they are going through, they are not confused.
Yeah.
So there has to be structure. You can't keep changing the goalposts and expect results. Yeah.
Yvonne, I was listening to you, and on my mind, I was like, you must have done HR work. Because it sounds like a very HR person now. You're assigning tasks and everything. But if, for example, you've been working with a lot of SMEs, right? If you were to advise one that the only thing he can afford is just one person to hire, just one person, that will help him, manage his business very well, who would that person be, or what kind of roles would you expect that person to carry out?
One of the things one of the roles that they should consider hiring is probably a person that has an operations background, or an executive assistant. Those ones work most, because they're able to kind of fit in every small task, every other role. Sometimes people that also have project management backgrounds would also work, because then they are able to handle projects for you. They are able to put events together. I, for one, I have an event management background. I do recruitment. I have the HR side, and then I have an admin side as well. And I'm able to fit into front desk sometimes. So then if you have somebody who is well-rounded, okay, an executive assistant who is well-rounded, and then has a bit of events, a bit of operations, a bit of admin, somebody like that would be a perfect fit, because then they would be able to handle projects for you while you focus on other things. If there's an event organized for your institution or for your company, they can take it up. I happen to put together training events for my boss I work with in the firm I work with, through this. I put together training sessions for our new hirees. Okay. So, and every other event that comes up, we are having one event on the 20th of October with another tech company called Utana Pay. And it's a after-work mixer, okay, a networking event that allows people in the tech space to come and then network over some food and drinks and all that.
Okay. So, but Yvonne, but Yvonne, yeah, if, for example, your 2020 lockdown exposed us to a different kind of workforce, right? Which was, I think, working remotely. Essentially, it probably was there, but it wasn't so common. But when the lockdown happened because of COVID, a lot of people started doing remote work some days. From your own opinion and in your own experience, do you think startups should encourage maybe hybrid or remote work?
Yes, I think it should be encouraged because we are the digital space is fast advancing and the world is moving very fast. And we have come to the place where sometimes you might not find the kind of employee you need in the country you are in, okay? But then there's somebody who can do that for you and is in another jurisdiction. What do you do? Okay, so then it would be good if it is encouraged because then you are able to make progress because people who are working with you are not even present, so to say. Wherever they are, you need something done and then they can get it done for you. It's not all the time that I, for one, go to the office. I do hybrid. My boss allows me to do hybrid work. So then there are times when I go to the office and then there are times when I work from home. But when I'm working from home, at any time, my boss can call me or send me a message or something, and then I get things done. I'm not at the office, but work is moving all the same. And so we shouldn't limit ourselves to a confined space.
Okay.
Limiting ourselves to a confined space makes growth stunted. Let me put it that way. It doesn't allow growth to come in a quick way. Let me put it that way. Yeah, in a quick way. So it's good, and I would encourage that everybody allows the remote hybrid kind of work from time to time. If you wouldn't have all your staff working from home, you can do maybe one or two key people can take on the hybrid role and then work from home and work from the office as well, especially if you have a small office space. Okay. What if you have a small office space? You are now starting up. You have a small office space. And everybody, all your staff, so to say, can't fit into the office space. What do? The best you can do is to get on a hybrid system, and so that you have a shift kind of timetable. So people have days when they come in and work in the office, and then other days of the week they work from home. You just have to make sure that you are tracking their progress. There are a lot of apps and then systems that you can use to track progress, whether the person is working from the office or outside of the office. So that's it. We can explore more remote and hybrid roles.
All right. Thank you very much, Yvonne, for coming on today's show. We really appreciate your time. But before I let you go, I just want to ask you this critical question. Between Nigeria Jollof and Ghana Jollof, which is better?
I knew that would come. I knew that would come up.
It's very important.
I sincerely haven't tasted Nigerian jollof before. Nobody has done so for me to taste. So I can't really tell for Nigerian jollof.
Okay.
But I love my Ghana jollof.
No, I love my Nigerian jollof. Hello. So yes, so you're in Ghana. What part of Ghana are you from? Because Ghana is big, so we want to know where you're from.
Okay, so I come from one small place in Accra called Abola Katashi.
Okay.
And say
that again. Abola.
We didn't get that clear.
It's It's called Abola Patashi. That's where I come from. That's my hometown. It's in
Okay.
Accra. I don't know Jamestown before.
Okay. So they changed
Okay.
the name to
Yeah.
Abuela. Okay. Okay.
Okay, so just tell people to keep watching Souk News in your dialect.
All right. So in Yemi main, yeah, gang. In Yemi main, you're Nigeria. Everybody, me pa oma Kenya Keshin. Nyekwa just Africa. Ninye ba kase ni bi pi ejeme. Numa join pi. Keep watching Just Africa. This is Yvonne from
All
Ghana.
right, thank you very much, Ivan. Yeah, thank you so
Welcome.
much.
Thank you.
All right, Emmanuel, I think we had a robust conversation
Yes,
today.
yes.
And I really say a very big thank you to our guests for coming on the show. This is Just Africa will come your way tomorrow, on Monday for
Yes.
another
It's a
beautiful
weekend
episode of Just Africa. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel on Souk News, or rather at Souk News TV, and subscribe to our YouTube channel on Just Africa. I am Omevi Idolo, and of course from Emmanuel Mulo,
Yes,
I say
see you
thank
next
you
week.
for watching.